Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by CACRAO, the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers, and StriveScan. We're very glad to have you all here today, and I have the opportunity to learn from our panelists who are presenting this afternoon. Just a couple of quick housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time, and your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. But again, they will be able to see the questions that you submit through Q&A. This is just one of many different sessions happening this week through the Virtual College Exploration. So be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org for a full list, and you can register right on that site for any other sessions that you're interested in this week. This presentation is also being recorded and is going to be available within about a week on that CACRAO website. So if you want to come back and rewatch it, or if you have friends who wanted to attend who weren't able to watch live, they can watch right on the CACRAO website, again, CACRAO.org. And with that, I would now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Well, I want to say good afternoon, everyone. Hold on, let me make sure that I am off mute. Off mute. Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. We're so glad that you were able to join us. And I know it's not a lot of us on here, but hopefully the individuals that took out the time to be with us today will enjoy the information that we're all going to share. The first thing I would like to let you know is that I am definitely not going to talk to you the entire time. So I definitely don't want you to get nervous and think that I'm going to bore you. So we're going to share some information going forward, but let me just share with some of the schools that are on this panel right now. We're going to talk to you about small schools, big results. I actually have a great team. I have Rachel Moore from University of Mount Olive. I have Sally Kresovic from Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics. I have Claire Ruth West from Spartanburg Methodist College. I have Mason Betterly from the Living Arts College, and I have Amanda Platt from Lander. So with that being said, all of us will be able to give you valuable information that hopefully you'll be able to take away. The next person that you'll hear talk will be Sally Kresovic from Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics. She's going to share with you just the benefits of small schools.
Hi, so if you are here, you obviously are looking to go to a smaller college, or at least you're thinking about it. Everyone must decide for themselves which kind of campus environment that is best for you, that you feel that you would thrive in. But let's take a look at some of the positives with a smaller campus. First of all, the big one is individualized education. You are going to get to know your professors or your instructors personally, and they're going to learn who you are. You're not going to have grad students teaching. You're going to get the skills of your actual professors. Your work is going to be evaluated with constructive criticism and not lost in a field of papers from all the other students. You're going to have small, intimate classes that promote discussion and critical thinking, which sometimes those larger theater-sized classes can't really do. And maybe you may have a little more freedom in your curriculum. You may even be able to tailor some of it to your needs. The flexibility may be there. Also, you may have better access to campus services and administration. You are known by name, which makes working with college administration much easier. At larger universities, registering for a class or an internship approval is often a complicated multi-step process that could take over a week or more to complete. Because small colleges deal with a much smaller population, just a quick email or a simple meeting or just stopping by an office often can settle that matter just in a day or two. Also, participation in school activities is easier and often more meaningful. At small colleges, you can easily join in and be an active member of just about any club or board you desire, and can create it if it doesn't. Most clubs want all the members they can get, and it's a great way to meet students outside of your class. Another thing is everybody knows everybody. And you may feel that this is not much of a perk, but the environment in small schools allows for that close-knit student body. Knowing what's happening around campus and knowing the people in your dorm and in your classes can really enhance your college experience overall.
And now we're going to share with you let's talk about how do you apply and just finding out more scholarship information from just schools in general. Where do you go? And I'll let Claire Ruth take that over.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Shannon. Sally did an excellent job of explaining the benefits and some of the obvious pros of going to a small institution and what that looks like for you in terms of the student atmosphere in the classroom and outside as you participate as a student. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the application process and how you go about completing scholarships and the financial aid process. So we're going to actually format this as questions, and so these are things you might be curious about, and when you communicate with a school, these are great things to ask. So the first thing you might say, what are my next steps? What do I do from here? I'm interested in school A, B, and C, so where do I go? Step number one, complete your application. Make sure to find out if your application is free or if there's an application fee associated. A lot of schools have application fee waivers, so don't be afraid to ask for those. The second part is submit your required documents. Once you've submitted your application, typically schools are going to ask for an official transcript. Make sure you're aware if that can come from you or if that needs to come directly from your high school or any institutions if you've attended a local college for dual credit for courses like that. Other schools might require documents along the lines of a portfolio, a letter of recommendation, a list of involvements and things that you've done on campus. So make sure you're aware of what documents you need to complete in order to complete your application, or you will continue to get emails that don't forget to finish your application because they're waiting for you to complete that. And then additionally, complete the FAFSA. A lot of people have questions about FAFSA, and so we will talk a little bit about that, but the FAFSA quickly stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It is run through the federal program, so every student in the United States is applying for scholarships will fill out the FAFSA if they choose to do so. The information you provide is private, so I don't want you to worry about that. But that is a form that a lot of institutions use to determine what financial aid you're eligible for, and then there are also some scholarships that you might be available for as well. They just have to have the FAFSA information. So don't be afraid if you say, oh, I'm not going to get anything, fill out the FAFSA. It definitely will not hurt you to fill it out. So the second question is, do I have to pay for the application? I said before, make sure that your institution is not requiring or isn't requiring an application fee. Like I said, ask if they have an application fee waiver. The worst thing they're going to tell you is no, but definitely see if they have one of those available for you. Third question is, what documents do I need to submit? Like I mentioned earlier, you will have to submit some sort of transcript from your institution, your high school, and then any dual credit information, letters of recommendation, a resume, a portfolio. Make sure that you're aware of everything you need to do to complete your application. Just submitting it doesn't necessarily complete your application, so be aware of that. And typically, you'll either get an email with a list from the college of things you still need to complete, and then you can check your student portal where you completed your application. There's bound to be a checklist for what you need to complete. And worst case scenario, call or email your admissions or enrollment counselor and they'll absolutely give you more information. How do I apply for more scholarships? So lots of different opportunities for you there. First, complete the FAFSA. That is how you are eligible for any need-based scholarship information. Second, submit any test scores, transcripts of your GPA and class rank. A lot of institutions use those to determine eligibility for merit-based scholarship. And then some institutions do require you to submit a test score in order to receive financial aid. So be sure that just because the school is test optional to be admitted doesn't necessarily mean that you can receive merit-based scholarship without your test scores. They definitely won't hold that against you. So if you're unable to test, it won't hurt you But if you can test, or if you have a test score from your junior year of high school, maybe definitely use that as an opportunity. And you can always ask if the school is accepting a PSAT score if you have taken that. So take advantage of all your resources. And then also scholarships if you're interested in athletics. Those are scholarships for recruited athletes and then state specific. So look what's available for North Carolina and South Carolina. There's a lot of stuff to do online. Another resource is after you've applied, or even before you've applied, schedule a visit to go to campus. Some institutions encourage you or actually prefer that you visit campus before you apply or before you're accepted. And it's a good opportunity for you to make sure that the school is for you. The last one says, I have more questions. Who can I talk to? Take advantage of your admissions counselor or your enrollment counselor at the institution, but also take advantage of any counselor or representative that you have within your high school, whether that be your school counselor, someone who works within your institution, the guidance office, a career development facilitator, someone at your institution that's specifically helping seniors get ready for that college process. There are lots of people that are there that are able to help you. And if you also have peers, students that are a year or two older than you that have gone through the college process, they are always willing to help and answer those questions for you. Don't be afraid to send an email or make a phone call. It might be intimidating now, but I promise we are there to answer your questions. And then the last thing it says, I've been accepted. What do I do next? Pay attention to emails. Make sure that you have up-to-date contact information from your institution, and they will absolutely let you know what your next steps are. Typically, you have to either reply to an offer of admission and accept your acceptance, or complete a reservation deposit or a housing deposit. Make sure you're aware of any payments that have to be made in order to secure your spot. But once you've decided to go to an institution, definitely move forward with your next steps and let them know that you're ready to go.
Thank you so much, Claire Ruth. And I just want to say to the students that are listening right now, have you noticed that you have 5 different schools that we're a family? So normally we're on the road and we're traveling and you would see us in person, and we're really missing you guys, seeing you face to face and getting to know your names and learning what you want to study and where you want to be and what type of environment you want to be in. So I just wanted to say we really miss you guys. And if you're able to go to a campus that's open, please schedule an appointment, because there are some campuses that are still open and we are super excited to have you. Yes, we are following the protocol for COVID-19. So before you take the trip, make sure you contact that school so that you can see what the requirements are before actually coming to visit, okay? I just had to say that. So I know you're probably thinking, how are they all representing and talking about the same thing? But we all want the best for all of our students. So that's why we're able to come together as a team to share this information with you. So now I'm going to share, and we're going to let Mason share some information with you about going to a small school. What are some of the benefits and some of the careers that you can actually find in that area? In your career, or your major.
Thanks so much, Shannon. Yeah, so as you're looking at this screen, you're probably seeing a bunch of jobs and industries out there, and really, I know it can be somewhat overwhelming. But something that I think Sally had mentioned earlier is here with smaller schools. Another thing that really comes into play is with those smaller classes that you're working with, and just a smaller school in general, that school has more opportunities to offer you when it comes to preparing you for the professional world. Just as an example, here at Living Arts, we are really hands-on with simulating real world conditions. And a lot of these schools here are today. Hands-on classroom experience does pay off and transfer into those real world jobs when you enter your profession. And your major is going to be transferable to a lot of different jobs. For instance here, a major in photography could lend itself to a photography job, and then later on it could actually go into interior designing. Other skills that I know that they're teaching over at Pittsburgh are going into aircraft maintenance technical jobs or electronic technician jobs. So really, the big benefit with these smaller schools is just how much you're able to take in. You're not getting lost in a crowd, and your questions are really able to be answered to give you a full experience, and really give you a whole view of what you're learning, so that you can take that on into the professional world and transfer that into a multitude of different opportunities. And that's really what we strive to do here and at all these schools. But I think we wanted to take some time after this to kind of give an overview of all the schools who are teaching, because there are so many of us. So Shannon, I think you wanted to cover some about your school.
Actually, I want to say something else. So basically, one of the other benefits, and I think Sally may have mentioned, one of the other benefits from going to a small school is not only is it you're going to know everyone, but the hands-on environment that you're going to be in, because of the class sizes are going to be a lot different from a school that you don't have over 100-something students. So let me just share a couple things with you about St. Andrews. I'm not going to hit every bullet, but as you can see, the class sizes are 14-1. So there may be only 14 students to one professor. We don't have graduate assistants for our classes. And I think the students really enjoy the fact that their professors know their names, and not only the professors, but just the staff and faculty in general know, because we're a smaller school. We actually have 22 different majors and minors at our school. We just added nursing. We have sports management and some other programs that our students are super excited about being a part of. We just actually also offered the Masters in Education. We have the MBA as well, but those are two programs that the area has been asking for. 90% of our students actually receive some type of financial aid. The one thing that we were known for is St. Andrews is very diverse. We were considered one of the most diverse universities in North Carolina. We actually have students from South Africa, from Japan, China. We have people from Puerto Rico. We have students from Brazil. We have an array of students that actually come to our school to play sports, but we actually have a large pool that come in for just ESL, which is English as a second language. So they're coming to the United States to learn how to speak fluent English. We actually have a strong equestrian program as well. And so as you can see, our acreage of land, and I'm not gonna go through all of that, but I just want you to know that one of the amenities that our students love about St. Andrews is that we love to be a part of the community. And it's like a family, and these people are the students or the individuals that you'll meet will be lifetime friends. So that's a plus for us, and I'd love to talk about that, but pick a school that's going to be the best fit for you, not what someone else wants you to do, or a parent or a friend wants you to do. Pick it because you'll feel that energy immediately when you go to that campus. The next person I'm gonna let talk is the University of Mount Olive. So it's your turn, Rachel.
Hey y'all, my name is Rachel, and as Shannon said, I'm with the University of Mount Olive, and we are located in Mount Olive, North Carolina, which, as you can see there on the bottom of your screen, is about 60 miles east of the capital city of Raleigh, and we're about 75 miles inland from Wilmington, which is on our coast. So we're kind of right in the middle of things, but we are located in a small sort of rural setting. And exactly like everyone else has been saying, definitely we want our students to find a place where they feel at home, and a place where you feel you fit in and is the best fit to help you achieve your goals. And while we hope that that is the University of Mount Olive, you know, we want to aid you in that process. So to tell you a little bit more about UMO, we offer over 100 different majors, minors, and concentrations. So our most popular majors are within the Tillman School of Business. We also have the School of Agriculture and Biological Sciences. So that's everything from biology to animal science. We have a pre-veterinary biosciences major. We actually have a working farm where our students are active and learning, working with animals, working on the farm with the crops. We also offer and education programs. We have agriculture education, special education, all of those programs, criminal justice, and then also our recreation and leisure studies program is also very popular as well. So we have something for everyone here at UMO. We do have just over 1,000 undergraduate students on our campus here in Mount Olive. But our average class size is about 18 students. So again, a very small ratio of students to professors. You're really going to get to know them. They're going to get to know you by name, know your goals and your aspirations. And that's really important, especially as you think about the future and what you want to be working towards after graduation. 24% of our student body are first generation students. So the first person in their family to go to college. So we have a lot of resources for our students. While of course we want you to get here to Mount Olive, we want you to stay here and be successful while you are here. And that's very important to us and to our faculty. 44% of our students are athletes here on campus. So we are part of the NCAA Division II, and we compete in the Conference Carolinas. So go Trojans. We have 22 different sports here on campus. And our average freshman GPA last year was 3.47. So we really pride ourselves in our academics. And we have 30 different countries represented here. So exactly like Shannon was saying, Mount Olive is kind of a small town. We're very much a part of that community, but we have a very diverse student body. You will meet people from around the world. And it's just something that's very unique to our campus as opposed to maybe a larger school where it's easy to get lost, you know, amongst the crowd. Here, it's not unusual to have class with someone who's from Japan and have maybe a roommate who's from Germany, or if you're an athlete, definitely have teammates from, like I said, all over the world. So we definitely hope that you'll be interested in UMO. Check out more information on our website, and if you have questions, pop them in the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for that. I'm super excited about this team and all the stuff that we're learning today. So our next person that we have up will be Mason again, telling you a little bit about Living Arts College.
Here I am again. Yes, so Living Arts College is located here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we have been around for a while, since 1991. You know, we are a smaller school, as the subject of the panel would suggest. We have an average of about 400 students on a quarterly average. The reason I mentioned quarterly average is because we actually run our school that way off of a quarter system. So you're actually going to be able to complete your bachelor's program a little quicker, in about 3 years average. But we really focus on the studio arts. We have six programs that we're able to offer there to get you in that creative world: filmmaking, photography, media design, animation, audio, and interior design. And they all offer a lot of hands-on activity there. If you happen to be looking at my screen, you'll notice we got the Oculus Rift here. We're very hands-on with this sort of technology, adopting that into the classroom, because we feel that it's, you know, that growing technology is, you know, part of especially the creative world, but industry in general. So we really strive to create a lot of opportunities for you to grow in your craft, and give you as much experience as possible, both in VR and out, you know, in the field, to be the best you can be. We really try and set our students up for success in that sense. For instance, I believe according to the last numbers I saw, we do have 100% employment rate with our interior design students. It is one of our smallest schools. We typically just have about, I believe, 6 students per class in the interior design program, meaning, you know, you do have a lot of hands-on time with your professors there. If you are looking over at the picture that I have behind me on the green screen, or on the screen right now, we have this, that's our main studio campus. We have those 3 large domes, and those domes house all of our classrooms in a big open space. We don't really have doors. We don't really have roofs to those classrooms. The logic behind that being, we feel that especially the creative industries are all about networking, just as we're kind of doing here today, working between all these schools. It's about all of those crafts working together to create something amazing. Yeah, that's what we're about here at Living Arts College. And I think we're handing that over to Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics after that.
Thank you very much for that, Mason. And I'd like to hear a little bit of information from Ms. Kresovic about Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics. Thank you, Mason.
Hi, thank you again. So yes, I'm with Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics, and we are at the Myrtle Beach campus. So we are about 5 minutes from the beach. We are a school for aviation maintenance and electronics, and we specialize in training aircraft technicians for the aviation industry. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What kind of education are you looking for after high school? Do you seek an active hands-on course of study? Just think about these. Maybe small classes with knowledgeable instructors who can pass on years of experience? Or is your ultimate goal what comes after? Opportunities for unique, exciting careers all over the world. If you answered yes to any of these questions, then PIA, Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics, might be, or should be, should I say, on your radar. Because we're a premier school of aircraft maintenance under the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. In 16 months, you would be working in a high-demand technical field with companies like General Dynamics, who make the drones, Goodyear Blimp, GE Jet Engine Systems, Lockheed Martin, and Rolls-Royce Engine, just to name a few. We are also ranked by Forbes in 2018 as the #1 two-year trade school in the country. So if you think this sounds something that is interesting for you, I highly encourage you to check us out. You're listening to some great programs here for some great schools. You're getting a lot of information, so I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sally. And now on to Miss Amanda with Lander University.
Hello, everyone. So there's a lot of information listed here. I'll let you guys kind of peruse that, and I'll just kind of touch on a couple of things. I think we are the largest of these small schools presented, so that's never happened to me before. Very exciting. We are about 3,500 students. We're located in what we like to call big city, small town, suburban Greenwood, South Carolina. So if you're not familiar with where that is, maybe you've heard of Greenville, South Carolina, or about an hour south of that. 2.5 hours from Charlotte, North Carolina. But we are definitely on the west side. So close to the mountains. We have Lake Greenwood in town as well. So if you're an outdoorsy type person, Lander might be a place that you want to come check out. You'll see our out-of-state tuition and in-state tuition listed there. I will say, as far as majors go, we have over 60 programs to study. But by far our most popular is our School of Nursing. We have 100% pass rate on our NCLEX exam for the last, that I know, 5 years, that's huge bragging rights as far as the NCLEX and nursing go. I'm not very good at science, guys, so kudos to you. Our School of Business, we've added a couple grad school programs there, School of Education as well, also part of our graduate degree. Biology, exercise science. We've added hospitality management to our School of Business, which is a huge kind of, I know right now during COVID, it's a little tricky to think about travel and going places, but maybe in 4 years, everything will be fine and you'll be good to have a job in hospitality management. We are part of the Peach Belt Division, Division 2. Recently, we've added wrestling, lacrosse, and rugby. And if you've never seen a rugby match, I highly encourage. Very cool. 16-to-1 student faculty ratio. We may kind of look like a small school when you come do your tour, but when you get around and walk around, if you do a full campus tour, it's about 5,500 steps for those of you that track it. And then our classrooms, we keep them relatively small.
especially right now, we're doing online classes and some hybrid classes for students who really want to engage in the classroom. And so that 16:1 is really nice to have 3,500 students. You'll see our different orgs and clubs listed there. Open house opportunities where both, like I said, we have the on-campus opportunities, but we also have our virtual visitor center as well. So we will be test optional for the fall of 21. So our application, always free. Super glad that Clara Ruth brought up about how to find out about waivers and costs and things like that. So as you guys are applying and trying to figure out what you want to do and where to spend that money, no money spent at Lander. You're good to go. Just do the application online and submit your transcript. And I think, speaking of Clara Ruth, that she is after me, so I will pass it off to her.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that, Amanda. And you are on, Clara Ruth.
Perfect. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. And before I get rolling, I just want to echo everything that has been said today, specifically something that Shannon said. You are in such great hands with these small institutions. You are absolutely getting a very individualized experience from start to finish. The cool thing is, because we are small, the majority of your admissions counselors will know your name. They'll absolutely recognize who you are. Maybe not your face, because there's a lot of communication that happens via email or over the telephone. We will absolutely recognize who you are, and they will make sure that you're in great hands when it comes to being advised for your classes, meeting with your financial aid counselor. They are there to help you walk through that process. So if that's something you're interested in and you're looking for that individualized attention, any of these schools will absolutely give you that fit. And so make sure that you feel at home with that institution. Go visit them, go talk with someone, and make sure that's what you're getting. Because if I could tell a student anything, it would be make sure you feel at home and you feel comfortable in the decision that you make with your college. So Spartanburg Methodist College and is who I represent. We're better known as SMC. Our 110-acre campus is located in, guess what, Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're about an hour and a half from Columbia, South Carolina, about an hour and a half from Charlotte, North Carolina. We're right on the 85-26 corridor, so we're pretty centrally located. In terms of enrollment, we're just over 1,000 students. We're about 50-50 male-female. Our student body for the very first time ever is freshmen through seniors. Last year, 2019, we launched our very first bachelor's degree. So last year we had juniors and this year we have seniors. It's a brand new program. We've been around for 109 years now, where we've been doing the same exact thing in terms of offering associate degrees and helping students through that transfer process. But now you can stay for all four. You are still able to stay for the associate's degree and then transfer after 2 years, but you do have the option to stay if you love us that much and you want to stick around. About 2/3 of our students live on campus. We do give the option of commuting if you prefer to live at home or live in a local apartment or housing position for you. We do not require to live on campus, but we encourage it so you can get a feel for the on-campus experience with student activities, student organizations, intramurals, etc. And about 40% of our students are first-generation college students. So this is the first time you've been venturing into the college realm. Don't be afraid. You're definitely not alone, and we have a number of people that are there to assist you and explain even those questions that you might feel are silly. Trust me, there is no silly question. College changes all the time, so do not be afraid to ask good questions. We're always there for you. Quick facts about us at Spartanburg Methodist. SMC, we are affiliated with the United Methodist Church, hence Spartanburg Methodist College. However, there is no religious requirement to attend. We have about 15 religious backgrounds represented, the majority of our students being of a Christian denomination. We've got several students that identify with Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, and then we've got several students that are non-denominational or fall outside of that traditional Protestant realm, so you will feel at home there. We're Division I in JCAA Region X, Region 10, so that is National Junior College Athletic Association. We offer a total of 14 athletic sport teams, so if that's something you're interested in, you are absolutely are on the JUCO level and then transfer to spend your last 3 years with us that way. For all of our South Carolina high school graduates who graduate from a South Carolina high school with a 3.0 GPA or higher, you're an automatic recipient of our full tuition scholarship. So if you are in the state of South Carolina and you think you'll graduate with 3.0, let us know. For our out-of-state students, those of you guys that are located in North Carolina, we have out-of-state scholarships as well. So you are not out of luck there. We will assist you for some merit-based scholarship based on your academic performance. For the 2021 school year, so next fall, we are test optional, so our only admissions requirement is a 2.0 GPA minimum, and then we'll look at your class rank as well to make sure you're in the top 75% of your class, and our application is free. It will take you about 25 minutes probably 20 minutes on a good day. And then all we need is an official transcript sent over from your high school or any dual credit courses that you've taken through a local institution. Our average class size is 23 and we have a 19-to-1 faculty student ratio. Really quickly, I'm going to run through our degrees in terms of academics. We have 6 associate degrees. These are very general, so anything you're interested in, you can absolutely get your first 2 years of prerequisite courses out of the way for these. So it's Associates of Arts, Religious Studies, Science, Business Administration, Fine Arts, and Criminal Justice. And then if you're interested in sticking around for a bachelor's degree, you will pick 2 of these 6 concentrations: Business, Criminal Justice, English, History, Psychology, and Religion. These will be combined with 18 hours of professional development courses that include a required internship component. So you will absolutely be ready for that postgraduate experience when you leave Spartanburg Methodist, having potentially a paid internship opportunity where you've logged over 80 hours of required credit for those classes. And so we really encourage you to look into what each of your institutions are offering you as a prospective student, but also making sure that what the school offers is what you're looking for. If you want to be close to the beach, look for a school that's close to the beach. If you are a mountain person, look for a school that's close to the mountains. If you're used to flying under the radar, we can encourage you and guide you in the direction of a bigger school. But if you're also looking for that individualized attention, we are here for you. So that was me wrapping it up. So I will turn it back over as we will move into the kind of the end of our presentation.
Thank you so much. And the last screens, I'm going to take a few minutes because I know hopefully you guys will have some questions that you'll have to ask us. But basically, I'm going to flip back to the last 2 screens so that if you want to jot down any of our information, you can actually get our information from there. If I go too fast, I'm going to go back once again, and you can actually get our information so that you can contact us. I've so enjoyed, even though we can't see you guys' face, we thank you so much for participating with us today. I have to say this has been an amazing team to work with. And it always makes it a lot easier when, once again, we're all a big family and we're here to support the students so that they can make the best decision for themselves as far as schools. I don't know if you would, I'm not going to say you wouldn't get the same love from a bigger college, but you're definitely going to feel that warm, fuzzy love from a smaller institute, just because we know what it means to make sure we cater to our students. Thank you so much. And if you would like to stay on to answer a few questions, we definitely want to do that. Do we have any questions in the chat, or were they already?
I would like to echo one of the questions that was asked, just so everyone is aware. One of the questions asked about a student who goes to an early college, and she said, so an early college would be something where she is getting collegiate level courses at the high school as a high school student. She had the option of sending both an official or an unofficial transcript. Most colleges will accept either one. Some schools will say, hey, no, we need the official, but just be aware that if you send an official transcript while you have what we call work in progress courses, that means those are courses that are listed, but grades have not been assigned yet. We will need an official transcript when your grades have been posted. So if a school will accept an unofficial while you're still taking those classes, send that over, but then know that as soon as your courses are finished and your grades are posted for the semester, you will need to send over an official transcript in order to receive credit for those. That's really important to make sure that you know the specifics of what your college requires. Most colleges will also require a transcript from any institution that you've ever attended. So let's say you were enrolled in some courses your junior year in high school, but then you decided not to take them. Even that you might have been enrolled, so there is a possibility that they will need a transcript from you. If you say, oh, I don't have a transcript yet, most of them can give you some sort of enrollment verification that says the student was enrolled for courses but did not complete those courses. So don't be afraid if they tell you that, but also they can give you more instruction for what is required of them. For most first year students, you won't have to worry about that, but just know that if you do attend an institution for dual credit classes, that you will need a transcript of some kind to get in order to get credit for this. And if anybody has anything to echo on that, they're welcome to type that in.
Thank you.
Actually, I was going to kind of cover that second question that we got. I know it was sort of addressed earlier, but what I'd really suggest is if you have your phone on you, listeners out there, just take your phone out really quick, take a picture of all this contact information. Just make sure you should get everything because we have all of our contact info on there, and that's sort of what I wanted to kind of roll into answering that question with is. The main thing is if there's a college that you want to look at, if it's one of ours, great. If it's whatever college really, reach out to them, reach out to their admissions office and say, hey, I'm interested in coming there and I would really like some time. And I'm sure I speak for everybody when I'm sure we can be um, more than accommodating to whatever you're looking to accomplish and getting everybody in to check out the campus. I know we at Living Arts right now are taking tours still around the campus. We just have to set up an appointment for that, but just please feel free to reach out to whatever college just to see what their options are.
Thanks, Mason. And now we'll actually stay on for, we did great. We actually stay on to, if there's any additional questions, please feel free to ask us. Don't be afraid. We can't see you, so it's not like we'll know. We can only see your name, but it's still okay. Don't be afraid to just put a question and we'll give you the answer in the chat box and we'll respond the best way that we know how. And if not, if you don't have anything else, like I said, we'll stay on for a few minutes. And thank you for joining in for our panel today. Enjoy the rest of the day, be safe, and start your process. Don't wait until the last minute.
All right, great. I see we do have a question. So somebody wants to know, I would like to know more. Oh, I answered it too. I'd like to know more about the Pittsburgh Institute. So that's great. And the easiest answer is to come to the individual session. If you can just pop back on the slide before, Shannon, and then it's listed there. Because of course, I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me tell you, it is September the 24th at 5 o'clock. So that is an individual session that I'll talk for 35, 45 minutes just about our school and everything you would want to know about it. So please come to that session. If you don't want to, or it's not going to work with your time, then just screenshot my information and call me, text me, shoot me an email, and I'm happy to talk to you individually too.
That was so perfectly timed, Sally. You got lucky.
I know.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with just a quick wrap up. So thank you to all of our panelists for participating this afternoon and sharing this wonderful information with students. And students, thank you for participating this afternoon for your questions. When you close out this window, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey, and you can sign up for more sessions right at cacrao.org, CACRAO.org. www.ccpc.org, and this recording will be available at that same website. And if you had any last questions, all the panelists are going to receive a transcript of these questions, so they can always follow up with you afterward. They'll get that in about a week, and you can also take advantage of the contact information that they shared as well. But thank you all again, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Susie.
Yeah.
Mhm.